I'd like to introduce another one of our guests who is visiting us tonight at our wonderful launch party, the beautiful Carla, a up-and-coming model. And
were you into this your whole life, or did you discover it when you moved here? Or,
I was sort of. Same, sort of childhood story. I was watching a anime. I don't know if somebody. I was watching anime. It was called Ninja Scroll. Yes.
Ninja Scroll. Yes.
The original. I think it was made in 82, 80 something. And apparently this ninja captured a geisha, also then tied her up. And then they didn't show what was happening because I guess kids were apparently, 13-year-old at least were going to watch it. But they showed a silhouette of him, of the ninja basically like eating her all up. And then basically she's like dripping down, from her vagina. And then she's all like this with one leg teetering off, And this is my memory from 10 years old. I actually haven't watched the scene since. I don't know if I'm correct, but I think that's the scene I remember. Mm-hmm. And from there, I was like, what the hell happened to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole, hentai and everything like that. The whole anime thing. Really obsessed with Japanese culture.
Oh my
Much
God.
shit is together.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, Peter, I'm so glad that you came tonight, and I think you always bring real color and presence to events. I mean, you're somebody that you physically have this wonderful body art, which causes you to just immediately stand out. You must be kinky.
Yes.
Are you kinky?
I think so. Just a little bit.
A little bit, huh?
I'm into body art.
Yeah.
But, I was born being an erotic person.
Yes.
In the 5th grade, I was drawing some erotic art that a 5th grader could draw.
Yeah.
Knowing his limited capability, but I knew I had some erotic tendencies. And the teacher caught me, and she looked at my art, and she grabbed me by the arm, and she yanked me out of the desk, and she was taking me down to the principal, and she stopped halfway, and she said, and then she took me back in the room, and she took my art, put it in an envelope, she said, make sure you give it to your parents. So I took it home to my parents, and my mother and my father laughed, don't worry about it. So I was kind of born into the whole erotic life, and I think people that really are involved with any type of erotic persuasion, I think they're born that way. I mean, I think it's not something that's developed. I think you have that tendency, and being exposed to it, you develop that tendency to what's really important to you.
Absolutely.
So your parents were fully supportive then?
Well, believe it or not, my mother gave me Playboy to read when my father was done with it, and when my mother was done with it. She said, here, Peter, read Playboy. So it was a very, I'm from a very, very artistic family. And so they're very open and very liberal, and they taught me at a very young age to appreciate art. And yes, she showed me all these incredible things with Playboy magazine. So I developed appreciation for eroticism, but in a positive way and not in a negative way. I mean, you can be influenced in a very negative way that kind of distorts your feeling about what eroticism is. But my parents were very supportive, and Peter, you can masturbate, fine, that kind of situation. So it was a very supportive and open family that I had. So that gave me a very positive attitude toward sex and everything involved in eroticism and sex. So that was very important for my development in life, and I really thank my parents for that, because they really gave me a direction that was very important to me, because I think I was really born with those characteristics, whatever you want to call it.
I think
I was born with that, and they helped me develop that. So yes, I'm very, very thankful for that.
Well, I like nipple torture. I like to be whipped, caned, flogged, bound in many ways. I've never had mummification, but that would be interesting to try. I like knife play. I like fire play, which isn't painful at all. There's many things I like.
Cool.
So let's just put it that way.
It's all in the buffet.
Yes. And so right now I'm in the process of just experimenting with different sensations and just learning more about what I like and how much of it I like.
Well, terrific. Well, I hope tonight that you're going to get to experience some more of it.
How did you find the kink community? How did you come about finding that? As opposed to just private.
Someone actually brought me in, like one of the first people who I submitted to physically. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm into this. Maybe we should make a profile on FetLife, and you know, he brought me into Citadel and a couple of other venues, and so I just run with it. Let's just put it that way. I feel like this is this experience for everyone. You're constantly learning, and say for instance, even like this is like kink has been around for a long time, but it's just now like more and more people are learning about it, and just like someone mentioned earlier today, like it's been declassified as a deviancy or some kind of mental illness. So there's still so much work to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for learning more about it, and the responses, the positive responses our bodies have for pain, and expressing ourselves in these quote unquote weird ways.
So thanks for joining us for the launch party of the Kinky Show with Jack and Maya.
And thank you. We've really enjoyed having our guests talk to us. I have particularly enjoyed getting insight as to how people got into the scene, the kind of things that they like. We have some terrific people here tonight, and we've had a great time, and we'll see you at the next show.